Evening, Chris.
Evening.
And Ash. Chris, let's get this out of the way first. Gareth Bale, how bad is the injury? How long do you think he's out? Is he already a doubt if you get to playoffs?
Oh, we haven't looked that far ahead, to be honest. To clear up what's been written and what's been said, he turned up with us on Sunday night with everybody else. Felt a bit of discomfort in his calf. We immediately scanned him Monday morning. So he's not been in any type of a session with us, not on the grass, not in a cool down session. There's been no session with us at all. He complained he felt a bit uncomfortable in his calf, like we would with any other player. Won't take the chance. We immediately scanned him. Unfortunately, it looks to be a bit of damage in his calf, which could keep him out a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that calms down. And obviously, he's a Real Madrid player, and they'll be the ones to look after Gareth. But it was just unfortunate and bad timing. Of course, we all know that he had a problem with his hamstring with Madrid, and he was trying to get through that. And sometimes you can have a referral, you can have a little bit of discomfort elsewhere, and it's just unfortunate for us. But he turned up Sunday night, felt his calf was a bit sore, so we wouldn't take a chance. 8:30 Monday morning, he was scanned. So don't know where the stories came from that he trained with us and had a first session with us, untrue. Never did anything with us because we wouldn't take the chance on him. And we got the bad news that we were going to be without him. But we've been here before. You know, it's not like we've had him and man to my left and Joe Allen and Rambo and, you know, these players that are truly and quite rightly recognised as top players. You know, we've been missing a lot of them through this campaign, so we're used to it. Disappointed because especially the timing of it with these two games, but can't be helped. But we'll have to wait and see the duration, how long he'll be out for. That'll be obviously that news will come from Real Madrid.
შეკითხვა იყო რამდენად რთულია გარეთ ბეილის ტრავმა ის კვირას ჩვეულებრივ გამოცხადა შეკრებაზე მას კოჭი აწუხებდა იმის შემდეგ მას გუნდთან ერთად არ უვარჯიშია შეიძლება 2-3 კვირა ვერ ითამაშოს რა თქმა უნდა ეს რეალ მადრიდის რეალის მოთამაშე არის და ისინი მიხედავენ აწი ამ ფეხბურთელს რა თქმა უნდა ძალიან ცუდი არის ეს ველსის ნაკრებისთვის, მაგრამ ამ სიტუაციაში ჩვენ ადრეც ყოფილვართ და ფიქრობ, რომ საკმარისი ძლიერი მოთამაშე გვყავს იმისთვის, რომ ხვალ მაინც მივახციოთ სასურველ შედეგს.
And Chris, is it fair to say, given the injury worries that Gareth has had the last few weeks, you've almost had a plan B in the back of your mind? Is that fair to say that he might not be available?
I think when you've had players who've got a little bit of history, certainly in maybe the weeks or months building up to one of our games, international football, you have to be thinking, if this happens, then we can do this. So, yeah. And again, like I said, we are used to missing a Bale or a Rambo. We've had to, you know, if we look at, this is the 9th game we're going into in this campaign, and I think 6 of them, those 3 players have not been on the pitch altogether. So we're used to it. So, you know, there's no excuses from us. We're good enough. The quality we've got in this squad is good enough to play against any team, I feel, and compete and get a result. So, yeah, it's disappointing because if you take somebody of his quality out of any team, you're going to be disappointed, of course. But it's what it is. But no excuses from us. We've got enough. We've always had a game plan. That's not going to change without him. We've got enough quality. And if I think if you look at our bench, the players on the bench, they're young, but they are talented. It's probably, you know, as strong as a bench we've had in a long time. So I'm not, you know, it's not woe is me. I think we're in a very, very good position.
Ну, как თუ არა ბეგეგმა იქიდან გამომდინარე რომ ბეილი ვერ ითამაშებს ხვალ რა თქმა უნდა ჩვენ გვეცხრა თამაში ჩავატარეთ ამ ციკლში, აქედან 6-ში ისეთი სიტუაცია იყო, რომ ჩვენმა სამმა საუკეთესო ფეხბურთელმა ერთად ვერ ითამაშა, ასე რომ ჩვენ უკვე მიჩვეულები ვართ ამ სიტუაციას და რა თქმა უნდა ყოველთვის გვაქვს ჩვენი გეგმა, ჩვენი სტრუქტურა და სათა ვართ რომ მივაღწიოთ სასურველ შედეგს. ხვალ თუ ვერ მოვახერხეთ ეს არ იქნება, ანუ ბეილის არ თამაში არ იქნება ამისი გამართლება.
Chris, you've got 7 players out here on yellow cards. Has that at all inhibited them in the last couple of games? Because you've been on this, around this number for a while. And given it's 2 games in close proximity, and of course if you get to playoffs, they count for that as well. How do you look on that, what they call the yellow peril?
Well, if we started planning, thinking, okay, we're not going to qualify outright, we're going to be in the playoffs, and that means we've got to do this, that. Once we start thinking that, we never get to where we need to be. So all we have to think about is Georgia tomorrow night. If we're on a yellow and we need to take another yellow, so be it. That's it. We've just got to go and get a performance, get a result, and what comes after that, we'll deal with. But we can't go into this tomorrow night thinking about the consequences of this, that, the other for the games afterwards. We've never been able to do that. And if there's ever been a sign of that from us, of thinking beyond the next challenge, we never ever produce a performance. So whoever's on a yellow, I know where they are, of course, you do, we all do. So be it, that's football, it's what it is, we can complain about it. I don't like it, I think 2 yellow cards and to go into playoff games every has 12 games I think that's a big ask. But it is what it is, we knew it at the start, no complaints, but no, whoever's on yellow cards tomorrow, don't worry about that. If you're in a position where you've got to take one, then that's how it is, because we've got to make sure we take care of tomorrow night. That's all that matters.
ანუ უელსის 7 მოთამაშეს უკვე აქვს ერთი გაფრთხილება და ყვითელი ბარათის შემთხვევაში შემდეგ თამაშს გამოტოვებენ, ახდენს თუ არა ეს გავლენას გუნდის თამაშზე. არანაირს ჩვენ ყოველთვის ვფიქრობთ ხოლმე ერთი თამაშიდან მეორეზე. შეუძლებელი არის თამაშის დროს ამაზე ფიქრი და თუ საჭირო გახდა დამატებით ყვითელი ბარათის აღება თამაშის დროს არანაირი პრობლემა ჩვენთვის არ არის.
And last one for me, Chris.
უკაცრავად შეთანხმებული ვიყავით, რომ პირველი რამდენიმე შეკითხვა დაისმებოდა უელსელი ჟურნალისტების მიერ, შემდეგ მივიღებთ შეკითხვებს თქვენგან.
We'll come to you in a minute. It's a Welsh press conference. This is the way we do things. If you'd respect that, please. Thank you.
Last one for me, Chris.
Don't mess about with him.
Georgia are missing key players. Okriashvili, who scored against Wales. What sort of threat are they? And do you expect them to really go for it, given they haven't had a win in the group so far?
They got nothing to lose. They're a good team, Georgia. They could have beaten us in Cardiff. If you look at the balance of play second half, we came away with a point. We were disappointed, but we could have come away with nothing. On the balance of play, Georgia were better than us in the second half. And I think coming into this campaign, they came under the radar. Not anymore. They've shown in this campaign they're a good team. And again, they're missing a couple of players. It's international football. You can't, it's the same for all of us. So, there's no complaints. We get on with it. They're a good team. They've got nothing to lose, and I fully expect them to play the way they have done all campaign with lots of pride and passion. And they're good in possession, good with the ball. So it'd be a good game. It'd be a hard game, but it'd be a good game tomorrow. 2 good teams.
საქართველოს ნაკრებს ასევე აკლია წამყვანი ფეხბურთელები. ფიქრობ თუ არა რომ ისინი მაინც შემტევ ფეხბურთს ითამაშებენ და შეეცდებიან რომ სამივე ქულა მოიპოვონ. რა თქმა უნდა, მათ არაფერი არ აქვს დასაკარგი. პირველ თამაში აშკარად გვაჯობეს. რა თქმა უნდა, ჩვენთვისაც ერთი ქულა არ იყო საკმარისი იმ თამაში, მაგრამ იქიდან გამომდინარე, როგორც რა თამაშით საქართველოს ნაკრებმა იქ აჩვენა კარდიფში, შეიძლება საერთოდ დამაცხებულიყავით. და მთელი ციკლის განმავლობაში საქართველოს ნაკრებმა დაამტკიცა, რომ ის კარგი ძლიერი გუნდი არის და ამიტომ ვფიქრობ, რომ ხვალაც კარგი თამაში გველის.
შეიძლება?
So that's from the Welsh journals.
No, it isn't. That's not it from the Welsh journal. Sorry.
Right.
Chris, you said you've obviously had to think about the plans for this game. You've got a lot of young players in, Ben, Ethan's part of Brooks. Would you have any doubt of starting any of them from the off tomorrow?
No, I think I wouldn't know if we had to start with any of them. I know, I realise of course, it's a big international football is different to domestic football, and you always want your international players to be playing at the top level because then it's an easier transition. But that's not always the case with us. But these young players are very talented. Yes, there's a lot of work still to do for them. We know that, but they've shown their potential. I think more importantly, they've shown their mentality since they've been with us. So if I had to start with any of them, no, I think I'm fully confident with all of them. They're here, I think, David Brooks is here on merit, as is Ethan and Ben. So I would imagine in these next 2 games they'll be playing a part, and a big part. 1, 2, maybe 3, I don't know, depending on how it goes, but I've got absolutely no worries or doubts about these players at all.
Welsh-ის ნაკრებში ასევე არის რამდენიმე ახალგაზრდა შედარებით გამოუცდელი ფეხბურთელი, იქნებოდა თუ არა მათთვის პრობლემა, თუნდაც თავიდან ვერ მოეთამაშეთ ხვალ. არა ეს არანაირი პრობლემა არ იქნებოდა, რა თქმა უნდა, როგორც მწვრთნელს მე ყოველთვის მსურს, რომ ყველა საუკეთესო ფეხბურთელი გამაჩნდეს ჩემს განკარგულებაში და რომ ისინი თავის კლუბში თამაშობდნენ უმაღლეს დონეზე, მაგრამ ასე ყოველთვის არ ხდება საერთაშორისო ფეხბურთში და შედარებით ახალგაზრდა და გამოუცდელმა ფეხბურთელებმა რომ ცითამაშონ ხვალ, მე ვფიქრობ, რომ ეს არანაირი პრობლემა არ იქნებოდა ჩვენთვის, მე მათ სრულიად ვენდობი.
Take one more question from Chris and then we go over to Ash because Ash is training at 100%.
Chris, just thinking back to the last game you were without Gareth, the Serbia match, and Aaron's performance that night, you spoke afterwards about how you think he thrives on that extra responsibility. It's a landmark game for him as well tomorrow. What do you expect from Aaron in this situation now?
I expect from Aaron the same as I expect from this man on my left, the same thing as I expect from Joe Ledley, from all of them who have been here now a long time, been involved in must-win game situations. Are used to playing under this type of pressure, used to not having it our own way, but the players have got an identity. They've got ownership of wherever we are. The players own that. Especially these experienced boys who've been there a long time, and of course Aaron is very much a part of that. He'll know what's at stake tomorrow. It's his 50th cap. Fantastic. And yeah, we know he's got the capabilities in any game at any given moment of changing the outlook of a game. He can create something, he can score from nothing. But himself, along with the players I've mentioned, they know what it's all about. They've been in these games before. They know their identity. They're a very resilient bunch. They're fantastic at sticking to game plans. So I don't want to be thinking tomorrow is his 50th cap and get carried away with that. He'll be thinking what he needs to do, what we've been working on, just like everybody else will. And he'll go and try and implement our game plan into the game. If he's anywhere near his best, of course, you've always got a chance of having a positive result.
Aaron Ramsey-თვის ხვალინდელი თამაში 51 თამაში იქნება უელსის შემადგენლობაში. Gareth Bale-ის ტრავმიდან გამომდინარე, მასზე უფრო დიდი პასუხისმგებლობა გადადის და როგორ თამაშს ელით თქვენ მისგან ამ სიტუაციაში. იგივე Ashley Williams-ისგან სხვა გამოცდილ ფეხბურთელებისგან, რომლებიც უკვე საკმაოდ დიდი ხანია თამაშობენ ნაკრებში, მათ კარგად ესმით საკუთარი პასუხისმგებლობა, კარგად იციან თუ რა უნდა გააკეთონ მოედანზე და დარწმუნებული ვარ, რომ ხვალაც ასე იქნება.
შეიძლება ბატონი კოულმენის პირველი ვიზიტი თბილისში ფეხბურთელის რანგში ძალზე წარუმატებელი გამოდგა და დამეთანხება ალბათ თვითონვე რომ ხვალაც არ იძლის სიული გასეინება მის გურდს. ბატონმა კრისმა რამდენიმე ალბათ საკმაოდ ბევრი საქართველოს ნაკრების მატჩი ნახა ამ შესარჩევ ციკლში მომზადების პერიოდში ამასთან თამაშისთვის მომზადების პერიოდში და რას ფიქრობს რატომ რა აკლია საქართველოს ნაკრებს იმისათვის რომ აი ესეთი კარგი თამაშის მიუხედავად ვერ იბრძვის ის მაღალი ადგილებისთვის და კვალიფიცირებისთვის რა დააკლდა საქართველოს ნაკრებს ამ შესარჩევ ციკლში
So, question to you. Obviously, you would hope that your second visit to Tbilisi would have been a lot more successful than your previous one as a player. But in terms of having watched Georgia play during this campaign in the previous games, what do you think they are missing that prevents them from getting better results?
No comment. They're a really good footballing team. They play good patterns. They've got good movement. They control possession very well, and I think they'll be even stronger probably like we were for having this experience in this campaign. You can't, international football is tough, and you only get better by experiencing it and sometimes coming through some tough times. So I think their next campaign, Georgia, for the experience of this one, I think they'll be even better.
საქართველოს ნაკრები კარგი გუნდი არის, კარგ სისტემას თამაშობს, თამაშები კარგად მოძრაობენ, ბურთს კარგად ფლობენ. თუმცა საერთაშორისო ფეხბურთში ეს ხშირად არ არის საკმარისი და გამოცდილება არის ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი. და მე დარწმუნებული ვარ, რომ მომავალში ისინი უკეთეს შედეგსაც მიაღწევენ თუ ასე გააგრძელებენ.
Hi Ash, it's been a while since we caught up with you. I just wondering how you feel coming away with Wales at the moment. Is it almost a bit of a relief for you at the moment, given how things are going in the Premier League?
Just the same, really. It's nice to see the boys and get into camp and see everyone in the Wales setup. It's not a relief. You just switch your focus to Wales and throw yourself into that really, and you forget about your club side for a couple of weeks, and then you go back and get involved in that. It's something that you're used to. It happens all the time. So it's not really a relief. It's just it's a different team, same job, different team.
No Gareth Bale. Chris Coleman, the manager, talked about having no fear of throwing in the likes of Ben Woodburn, maybe Ampadu. What have you made of the progress of these youngsters, having trained with them and obviously having seen Woodburn do what he did against Austria and Moldova?
I think first and foremost on the pitch they're very talented, very good players, and the future of the Wales team looks good with them. And then off the pitch, what you guys don't get to see is they're really nice kids, really polite. They come in and they're no trouble at all. They do what they're supposed to do as kids coming into a team. So yeah, me as a captain of the team, I've been really pleased with them, and it's nice to know that there's a lot of good talent coming through.
Ash, every time there's a press conference, Gareth names gets brought up. Something that probably irritates you guys because you're more about that, but you don't have anything to prove with that regards. With that result in Belgrade, the important thing here is not proving you're more than Gareth. It's about getting the result, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's not some. You guys talk about it way more than we do. Honestly, we've got a job to do. Someone comes in as you see all the time in our team, and you get the job done. And we've got an important game against Georgia that we need to win. We're not talking about who's not here. We're not saying what we're going to do because Gazzy's not on corners or whatever. We go out. We've got the game plan from the staff, and we work it out. We stick to that. We work as hard as we can. And try and win the game, and then we move on to the Ireland game.
And we mentioned Rambo. He's someone that really can thrive, perhaps doesn't get the credit he deserves elsewhere. than in Wales? Is this just made for him now?
Well, it's going to be the team that win the game if we win the game. We need, as the gaffer said, we need the senior boys to, to really be mature, take a bit more responsibility because one of us is not in. And when you're talking about creating and attacking wise, that'll fall on Rambo's shoulders a little bit more than it would normally. But he's played without Gaz before. He'll have a job to do in the team, which he'll do, I'm sure, as he always does. I'm not, I doubt he'll feel any extra pressure. He just got to go out there and do what's required of him, which he does normally, and it'll be no different tomorrow night. As I say, we're not too caught up. But Gaz is a big miss for us. Obviously, we all understand that, but we don't get caught up on it. We're not in our rooms worried because Gaz isn't playing. We've got confidence in whoever comes in and with the team, and it's the team that will get the win or not.
It's one for Chris, really. Chris is just... It's Ash this time, Nolan. Sorry, yeah. Okay, do you want to go? Sorry. Yeah, you can ask the question.
მოგესალმებით. ეს სტადიონი გაიხსნა 1976 წელს. პირველ მატჩი თბილისის დინამომ 3-0 მოუგო კარდიფ სიტის, უელსის გუნდს. 94-ში ნაკრებმა 5-0 მოუგო უელსის გუნდს. თქვენ როგორ ფიქრობთ? Შეიძლება ხვალ უელსის ნაკრები დაარღვიოს ეს ტრადიცია უელსის უიღბლობა ამ სტადიონზე. შინაგანად როგორ ფიქრობთ ფსიქოლოგიურად? განწყობილი ხართ ამისთვის? მადლობთ.
So going back in history, the stadium was renovated in 1974. The first game that was played here was against Cardiff City. It finished 3-0 for the home side. Welsh national side obviously lost here 5-0. So what do you reckon, would you finally be able to turn the tables on us and get the result you're after?
Me or?
Oh, either one of you, really.
You can answer because he's going to go. Yeah, after that, just go.
Couldn't really care less, to be honest, what the results were before. It's a different game tomorrow. We're fully focused on what we need to do. We're not too interested in what the first game at the stadium was. I think we're just fully focused on what we need to do. And that's all I can really say about that one.